Okay, I'm just going to invite you all, you've been listening very nicely, to take a deep breath in and out with me. We're going to breathe in and breathe out over 8 counts, and we'll lift our arms up if you like. Breathing in and breathing in, out over 8 counts, and letting your arms down any way you'd like. And dum, da dum, da 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 dum, da dum, da dum, da da ga da da dum, da do ga da ga da da boom. Let it go. Okay. So I'm Maria, and I'm one of the co-founders of Movema, a dance company established by four women from diverse cultural and socio-economic backgrounds, working in Liverpool and Bristol. And within the team, we have lived experience of racism, migration, being working class or underclass, neurodiversity, mental health issues, and domestic violence. And we believe that mix on our team is a key element of our work that unlocks trust with communities. There's no PhDs around here. We're just trying just a couple of like ancient degrees, one in pharmacy, 15 years of working together and developing our practice and improving together. We're trying to talk about our work more because we've just been doing and dancing and everything's very much in the body. Yeah, so bear with us. So we try to open up a space there where all dancers are valued equally and all people are valued equally. So that's our kind of like radical vision. And we see community as our superpower and our way of creating social change. Um, so well, dance. So our team has experience in dance, physical theatre, devised theatre, improvisation, somatic and trauma-informed practice. And we try and create democratic structures in our projects that we call co-creation projects, and we do it in our own way. So communities can lead on themes, messages, movements, and choreo, and also share practice with experienced artists, learning from emerging artists and learning from the community, and everyone kind of learning and developing together. Artists are paid and travel expenses for communities are covered where possible. And the focus is always fun and moving our bodies. So, we do it mostly to keep each other going, don't we? That's what activism's about, to reinstill hope in each other. So for us, social change is creating those strong communities with hope and joy, finding those similarities like people have been talking about, and important to focus on the similarities and not the differences all the time. So we ask communities, what do they want to say to society? What do you want to show? And spoken word and writing has always been part of our process, as well as part of the performances sometimes, as you can see here with Blue Saint and Yuli Ruel. And if people have got, English as an additional language or can't read or write, which sometimes happens, we act as facilitators and note takers and guide that through conversations. So we offer a wide range of dance styles on the team, and participants sometimes request, I want to know what English dance is like, or they might want to celebrate dances from their own cultures. This helps them to feel proud of their own cultures and to be seen and valued in their communities. And sometimes they're even learning more about a culture that they might be distanced from, either growing up over here or for some other reason. There's been a disruption. And so we see it as our work is really visible. It takes places in festivals, in the streets. Sometimes there's hundreds of people watching, and it's amazing how fast we can get someone who is really vulnerable, wanting to take their place and be seen in society. And we think just even that is like a hugely kind of a huge important change. And they're using sometimes their own languages, their own music, as well as the dancing. So our work centers the body, and that also is a kind of inherently radical act. So the creative process includes movements to relax, to feel joy and release endorphins, and to find unity through shared rhythms, connecting in partner work, and the trust through that, showing that vulnerability. And that's where it's really built. So it's the ultimate kind of taboo vulnerability, isn't it? Dancing, as some of you probably just experienced at the beginning of this. It's a real um, way of breaking down barriers between people instantly is to dance together and move together. We work a lot with metaphor and kind of the inherent theatricality and symbolism of world dance styles. It's not always literal. People can choose how they want to present their stories, as we've been talking about. And we think that helps everyone to access and stay in the process, as well as avoid re-traumatizing anyone, including the artists that themselves have the lived experience. And people choose how they want to represent themselves. And often that's strong. I want to be seen as a strong woman, you know. So it stays accessible to participants and audiences with trauma. So we, yeah, did this amazing show recently in Liverpool, and it was about healing. The outcomes that came out of it was about healing and raising women's voices, the act of sharing in an empowered way. And some women chose to wear masks because they weren't happy to be seen. So we left that option open to them. They were expressing with their bodies, and as 80% of communication is body language, a movement can say 1,000 words. So we really, really try to honor that. Some people were also telling their own stories in their own languages, etc. We have a diverse cultural team. So there's at least 6 languages spoken on the core team themselves, plus more on the freelance team. And we see that as a real strength in the company, that global majority artists and those focusing other barriers see Movema as a place for them. And they're really important role models for our communities. So we work hard to hold that space for them and to find ways to keep them in their careers, in really hard times and promote their rights as much as possible. Lots of pretty pictures. We work with a lot of different groups, arguably too many. We've spread ourselves pretty thin. We're all a bunch of excitable artists and with lots of inspirations and possibilities. But, working with people who've experienced mental health issues within the NHS and out of it, older people, women's groups, families, people of the global majority, resettled communities, school children, workers, students, young artists, and people experiencing barriers to employment or training. So like I said, through being on those settings, we're able to invite them into projects like you see before you, building that trust they can all create together. So we feel that because we spread ourselves like that, we're able to unite a group that has 6-year-olds in, has 60-year-olds in, has people that are resettled, has workers, has students, and this show here was 80 people dancing in the street with a live Indian Bharat band, and they were from Croxteth and all over Liverpool, Croxteth, Toxteth, Kensington, all walks of life. So we see that as really special. This is just a nice photo of some kids that we worked with. Oh no, I've missed a slide. Where has it gone? How do you go back? I know. I was doing so well. Okay, the last slide was another picture of Yili and Blue Saint from our show for Black History Month, which was called Jump Up and Be Seen. And why I think it's important at the moment is because we're more divided than ever, right? And that show, they created a spoken word piece and a whole musical track that we never managed to get recorded. It was all kind of at the end of, yeah. So I'll read you some of that because what the community, they took the words of the community and put it all together. And the key message was that they wanted to feel whole. I am whole, but what does that mean? Wisdom, hope, the one living everything. I am whole, living the pain, the rain falling, racing to solve the race problem. Hear me walking, marching, chanting, calling for peace, so we can feel the breeze from the trees. Thank you.